Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alex Hubbard. I'm a senior system admin and cybersecurity engineer with over 15 years of experience in the IT industry. Today, I'm going to try and answer the question that many of you have been asking me, is how do I get internet to my lab? If you're new here, please consider subscribing below, and you can check out my new Instagram at ach_sysadmin. I got pictures of the lab and stuff up there as well. Let's take a look at the physical connections for my getting internet into my lab. So here we can see we have my Aris SB8200 surfboard modem for Cox. It comes up the side here with a yellow cable, and you can disregard the UDP for now. That's not part of this video, but I feed it into port 45 on my Unifi Switch Pro, and that goes in on VLAN 5. Coming out to get it to my back of rack switch goes out this DAC cable, which is a 10 gig cable, and I've got it configured as a trunk port, and it goes to an uplink port on the back of rack switch. There you can see the DAC cable, the 10 gig trunk port coming from the front core switch, and it goes out to, let me see here, hopefully I gotta get some better lighting. But VLAN 5 comes in on this trunk cable, and then it goes out to, oh, I guess I did not label these cables on this side. I will have to come back and do that. I was pretty good about labeling most of them. It goes out, so I'm using port 4 and 5. Those are set on VLAN 5. 4 goes down to host 01, 5 goes down to host 02, and that's what physically gets the Cox business connection down to the back of my servers. Don't mind the cables back here. It's still a work in progress. I have been adamantly trying to work on it to get it all neat and tidy. But you can see, so the yellow, see I've got it labeled. That goes up to switch port 4. And the red cable on the right is my lab LAN, which comes back up to my back of rack switch, and that presents on VLAN 10, so that if I wanted to plug a physical machine in, you know, I could get access to the lab network. It's also what connects logically, or physically rather, it's what connects host ESX01 and ESX02 together. So I can, you know, if I have a domain control, a virtual domain controller on one, and I have a virtual domain controller on the other, and they can, you know, ping each other and communicate. I want to show you a Visio diagram that I put together of my setup. So we can ignore ESX02 for the time being. I don't have a virtual firewall set up on that unit at the moment. My virtual pfSense appliance sits on ESX01, and you can use whatever virtual firewall you want. The concept should be pretty much the same. I just happen to use pfSense for this setup. And so the VM resides here on ESX01. And I've built the Visio diagram so you can see the color codes of the cables. I have two switches. I have this Unifi USW Pro 48 port PoE switch. This is my core or main switch. And then I have the USW Pro 24 port switch. This is the one that's on the back of my rack that pretty much everything connects to. I have two internet connections. I have Cox and I have Verizon Fios. For this overview, we're ignoring Fios for the moment. It doesn't come into play for the lab. It doesn't. I only use that for my production network or my house network. So I take the output of my Aris SB8200 modem, and I have multiple static IPs through Cox. And instead of plugging it into my UDM Pro, which is not pictured here, I plug it into a switch port on my USW Pro 48, which this switch port is then attached to a VLAN. The VLAN has nothing on it but the internet connection. Then I can pass it off through this trunk port to the back of my switch here, and then so all of my VLANs are on this we'll call it the trunk port between the two switches. And you can see I have 2 ports on the back of my rack switch that feed each of my hosts. The color code in Visio represents the color of the cable in the actual rack. So these 2 ports here are actually on my VLAN 5 or my WAN VLAN. And so I can basically simulate plugging the modem directly into one of the interfaces on my host here. So we can, that's how the connection actually gets physically to the back of my server. Let's take a look at my Ubiquiti controller here. Not super focused on this piece for this video, but it is important. I am running the legacy interface because there are differences between it. Not going over that in this video. Just know that there are differences between the current Ubiquiti Unifi interface and the legacy version. We're going to look at settings. We're going to come over to networks, and we're going to look at my VLAN here. This is, you can click edit so you can take a look at it. I've created this VLAN only network, VLAN 5. Name is Cox WAN VLAN 5. Coming over to our devices, we'll first take a look at our core switch here, and we'll look at our ports. Let me scroll down here. And the first port you want to note, you want to take a look at these ports here, right? So this is the port that's coming in from the modem, the RSSB 8200. And you can see that I have the switch port profile set to Cox WAN VLAN 5. It's basically just setting that port to VLAN 5. Cancel out of that. You can disregard this. This is how I hand off Cox to my UDMP. And then this is just a test port that I created on VLAN 5 to make sure that I was working at this point. Port 51 SFP plus 3. This is my port that goes back to the back of rack switch. And you can see the switch port profile is set to all, which passes all the VLANs over this port. You want to label your ports. I've got to come in here and do this. I haven't done it yet. Let's take a look at our back of rack switch. We'll look at the ports. We'll come down here, and you can see I've uplinked it to core. And we want to edit it. And again, you can see the switch port profile is set to all. We can cancel out of that for now. We will look at, let me look at these. So these 2 ports, 4 and 5, hand off WAN to the 2 hosts, and those are set directly to Cox WAN VLAN 5. And this is how the connection physically gets to the 2 host machines so that I can present it in VMware to my virtual pfSense firewall. Additionally, I should note, looking at settings, networks, I do my lab VLAN 10 the same way. This is my LAN network. So in my Ubiquiti controller or my UDMP, VLAN only, VLAN 10, VLAN 10 underscore lab is what I named it. And then same thing if you look at my back of rack switch here, you can see my ESX01 and ESX02 are both on that same VLAN. So that's how my like domain controllers and stuff can communicate between one another on 2 separate hosts. All right, let me take a quick jump back into my OneNote here with my Visio diagram. This is kind of how the host is laid out in terms of connections. So we have our physical box here. Again, you can forget about ESX02 for the moment. We're going to focus on ESX01. We have our physical network card in the back of the machine. NIC1 is our WAN. So this is what comes in on VLAN 5 from my back of rack switch. And then it goes into a virtual switch within VMware, which has a port group created on it for the WAN, and is then presented to my pfSense appliance, lab-FW01. The LAN side of the house is done the same way. So physical NIC2 connects to my back of rack switch on VLAN 10, which connects to a virtual LAN switch, and I have a lab LAN port group, which is also presented to pfSense. That's basically like having two, it's a roundabout way of having, your LAN and WAN port on a router. That's how I physically get and logically get the connection to this virtual appliance. Okay, let's take a look at VMware now. I'll put my Visio diagrams and stuff up on my webpage, achubbard.com, and put links in the descriptions, etc., so that you guys can take a look if you're curious. So I'm logged into my host over here, ESX01, and let's take a look at networking. Here, we'll take a look at our virtual switches first, and this is my lab WAN switch, and if we click on that, you can see that I'm using VMNIC 1 for that switch. It's pretty straightforward. I think I have a video how to create this switch. You can just come in here and add a standard virtual switch. Pick your only VMNIC 3 is available right now. Pick your NIC, give it a name, add, and that's pretty much how you do both of these switches. So this is my WAN switch, and this is my LAN switch. We'll take a look at our port groups next on the port groups tab. And I have port groups that are mirroring the switches. WAN only has one active port on it. Port group is just basically a way to carve up your virtual switch. This is just how I do it. There may be better ways to do it. But again, you can see VMNIC 1 is in use, and my lab firewall 01 is the only one that's presented to this port group. We'll want to note our MAC addresses eventually, because when we go to provision our firewall, you'll need to know which one is on the LAN and which one is on the WAN. We need to make note of the MAC addresses of our network adapter 1 and 2. So to do that, let's edit our lab-fw01 virtual machine here. And we'll come over and expand the network adapter. And you can see the LAN side ends in DEB3, and the WAN side ends in DEBD. So we want to make note of that, so when we go to set this up later, we can make sure we get the right adapter in the right spot. Let me just take a quick screenshot there so I have something to reference. We'll cancel this, and then we'll open up the console on our firewall here. So you can see I already have this programmed. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll resize this. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to factory reset this to the defaults. So I'm going to hit option 4. Sure you want to proceed? Yes, I do. And it's going to reboot. Once it comes back, we'll go through the setup process. pfSense has been factory reset. We are going to hit no for configuring VLANs. So hit N, hit enter. LE1 is our WAN, so we'll type LE1 and hit enter. LE0 is our LAN, so we'll type LE0 and hit enter. And we'll hit yes to proceed. Okay, now we need to set our interface IPs. So we'll do option 2. We're going to do the WAN first, so we'll hit option 1. We're not going to do DHCP. I have static IP. We're going to give it the static IP. It is a /27. And we'll put in our upstream gateway. And no IPv6. We want to leave it as HTTPS, so we'll hit no. Now it's going to reload that configuration. We'll do the same thing for our LAN port. So we'll go into option 2 again. And we'll hit option 2 a second time for the LAN. We'll give it the IP of 10.10.30.1. That's my gateway IP. It's a /24. No upstream gateway. No IPv6. No DHCP since our domain controller is handling that. We want to leave the web configurator as HTTPS, so we'll hit no. It's going to reload, and there we go. So if we do a ping test, so option 7, let's see if I can ping one of our DCs. And I can. Do it again and see if we can ping Google's public DNS server. And I can. So now you should have internet connectivity on one of your VMs. I am going to use my lab -win10b host or VM to look at the pfSense firewall. We want to note if we go to edit on this machine, in order for you to get connectivity, you want to have a network adapter on the lab_LAN_PG or port group. If it's on anything else that you've set up, it's likely it may not work. So you want to make sure it's on the correct port group, whatever you call your port group, in order to get connectivity to this virtual machine. We set up our pfSense firewall in the console. We're going to take a look at the web GUI now. So the default username and password for pfSense is admin, and the password is pfSense. You should change that. I think it forces you to when you go through here. So you can click accept, close, change the password in the user manager. Let's do that. Save that. There we go. And now if I log in, it should be with my new password. Perfect. There we go. And just see if we can pull up Reddit. And there we go. There's the front page of Reddit for today. And that is how we get internet to, or that's how I get internet to my home lab. Well, guys, I hope this video helps explain how I get internet to my lab, and hopefully that clarifies some of the questions you guys have had. If you have more questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll try and answer the best that I can. This is a fairly complicated setup for a lab. You can get away with just plugging your server into your regular router if that's all you're looking to do. I'm way more, I'm way beyond. I have an addiction. So I do things a little more complicated than most people. But hopefully that explains how I do it. And if you want to duplicate that in your own lab, hopefully that helps you. If you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing below. You can also follow along on my brand new Instagram at @ACH_sysadmin. And I'll have a write-up and I'll post all my Visio documents and stuff on my website, achubbard.com. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.